Namaskar, welcome back to another episode of Unlocking Stars with Abhishek, a series on Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra. So, today we will be starting with the solar yogas. And the yogas that we will be doing include uh, three yogas that are Vesi, Vasi, and Ubhayachari. So, now I invite our astro expert, Mr. Abhishek. Welcome, Abhishek, to enlighten us on these yogas.
Thank you very much. Once again, I am always saying same thing. Like it feels like a great pride to do commentary on this great scripture. Every time I'm doing that one, it's feeling like a blessings soaring on me and on everybody who is listening to this discussion. Today, Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar is going to start new chapter. This new chapter is related to solar yogas, and the chapter is called Ravi Yoga Adhyaya. We will enter in Parasar Mahakathan, Mahaguru Parasar Mahakathan related to these yogas. He picked up three yogas, as you said, Vesi, Vasi, and Ubhayachari. And we will immerse in the verse in the Mahaguru Mahakathan, what Mahaguru Parasar is saying to Maitre about these yogas. This chapter is very, having not so much many verses, but picking up very important yogas. Those are also very common yogas, and a lot of commentaries, a lot of research already done on these yogas, how these yogas are blessing native or cursing native. So this is matter of pride to do these yogas on this platform. As usual, we will go together in the lotus feet of Sri Mahadev and bow down in his lotus feet, take his blessings, and then enter into the Mahaguru Parasar Mahakathan related to solar yogas. Let's come. Aghorebhyot ghorebhyo ghora ghora taribhyascha sarvatha sarve sarvebhyo namaste rudra rupebhya. Jai Gurudev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev. Now this is time to enter into Mahaguru Parasar Mahakathan related to solar yogas. When Mahaguru revealing lunar yogas, Chandra yogas to Maitre, he advised Maitre how important and how serious these yogas. These yogas have capabilities to overpower other yogas. So you have to first of all check the lunar yogas. Understand the lunar yogas in the chart, any given chart, and then you proceed for identifying other yogas. Now in this chapter 39, this Ravi Yoga Adhyaya, Mahaguru is blessing, Mahaguru is revealing through four verses. So solar yogas are not less than important, because the importance of sun in the planetary cabinet is well known. Sun is similarly, our investigation is internal, inward journey, basically. When we were doing with the Kem Yoga, for example, so we were trying to understand the Nirdhanta, poverty, through the karmic pattern, not through the economic science. Because for us, in our parampara, this Nirdhanta or Sampannata, everything is output, fruit of the karmas only. So for us, we are the seeker who is understanding this poverty or prosperity as a resultant of the karma of the native only. So this is not something to do with the economics. That's why at microcosmic level, we are just trying to understand the karmic pattern. then we are coming up. Similarly, when we are trying to understand the solar yogas, the 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 importance of this solar energy, that is the only source of the energy, and this is not merely an outer energy. This is basically the inner source of the energy. That's why we consider sun as a soul, because it's the inner force. That's the spiritual force. That is the source of the light, and that is the consciousness. So that is the consciousness, that is the light, and through light everything is appearing. If light is not, you cannot see anything if light is not there. So you can see anything because light is there, and this light, this consciousness is the Surya. That's why you understand how important it is. It is the face of the divinity, it is the face of the divine. That's why we can see the face of the divine in the sky and making this Shastra, sun and moon and other planets. We can see these on daily basis. So this face of divine is making this Shastra as a Pratyaksh Shastra. So if we recall like that, in Rig Veda, the importance is coming from our ancient Veda. It is coming like that. It is coming like that. The declaration is coming from the rishis, from our sages, from our ancestors. We meditate upon the supreme light of divine, transforming sun. So the transforming sun is Savitri. That is the name of sun is Savitri. And that can stimulate our intelligence. So in Rig Veda, this word is coming like Savitri, means transforming will, because consciousness can do anything if will is coming, Ichha Shakti is coming. The other name of sun is like that, Mitra. So it's a divine friend. Other names are coming in the Vedas, like Aditya. It's a primal intelligence. Like Bhag, so it's a giver of bliss. Like Aryaman, so it's a servant of dharma. And in astrology, we consider sun is representing Lord Shiva. So this Aryaman is the servant of dharma. So when Ram is coming to serve the humanity, then this servant of dharma, the Lord Shiva, is coming in the form of Hanuman to serve the dharma. So these things are how connected, well connected this is. So this is the only source, and this only source, sun, is forming yoga. So solar yogas are how important solar yogas and how prominent to impact any native's life. The importance of sun is not only in our culture. If you go in ancient scripture from the Greek, or scripture from the Egypt, or scripture from the Persia, and other also Christianity scriptures, if you go and see in Europe also, you can find how important sun is. So these yogas forming by the most important, the king of the celestials. So that's why these yogas are not less than important. Very, very important yogas. Mahaguru is coming and blessing. Mahaguru will come and give us a revelation about the Vesi yoga. Vesi yoga is just like a sunfa for moon. When second from the sun, if any planet is posited, except moon, except Rahu, except Ketu. And similarly, Vasi is coming, equivalent to, analogous to Anfa. If 12th from sun, if any planet is posited, except moon, except Rahu, except Ketu, then Anfa is formed. And if both sides of the sun, planets are there, planets are posited there, then equivalent analogous to Durdhara is forming here. That is called Ubhayachari. Ubhay means both the side, both, two. So in this manner, Mahaguru is coming, and Mahaguru is revealing the formation through verse number 1 only. And through verse number 2 and 3 and 4, he will give direction about the effect, phalas of these yogas. So let's immerse in the verse first. Then we will go and we will try to understand in a more detailed manner about this Vesi, Vasi, and Ubhayachari. Let's immerse in the verse first. Parashara Uvacha Suryat Swayant Ubhayascha Vina Chandram Kujadi Viha Vesi Vosi Samakyaucha Tatho Ubhayacharaha Krama. So here he is saying, if any planet is posited, second from the sun, and then ante, so 12th from the sun, and then both the side, then Ubhayachar. So this combination is coming. We got this chart. For example, Sachin Tendulkar, the great cricket player, god of cricket. So here we will first of all look at the sun, where sun is posited. And second from the sun, if any planet is there, except moon, except Rahu, except Ketu, then Vesi is forming. And if 12th from sun, if any planet is posited, except moon, except Rahu, except Ketu, here Mercury is there, then Vasi is forming. If both the side planet is there, in this case here Mercury and here Saturn, then Ubhayachari is forming. So this is a chart. This is a good example where you can see Vesi, Vasi, and Ubhayachari. Both, all the three solar yogas are forming in this case. So this is the formation. So formation is very easy to identify. The first step is locate the sun. Where is the sun? Then see the second house, 12th house, and then if you find any planet other than moon, Rahu, and Ketu, then these yogas are forming. So these are very not difficult, very easy to identify these yogas. Now Mahaguru is coming, and Mahaguru is blessing with the effects. Let's come in the verse number, second verse. Samdrika Satyavang Martyora Dirghkayo Alastatha Subhagalpa Vityo Api Vesi Yoga Samudbhava. So this is about the Vesi Yoga. So through verse number 2, he is talking about the Vesi, effect of the Vesi Yoga. And through the verse number 3, he will talk about the Ubhayachari and the Vasi. So he is saying Samadrishti, Samadrika, Samadrishti. So the native with this yoga, Vesi, now we know if any planet is posited in second from the sun, other than moon, Rahu, and Ketu. So the native, there might be possibility. So we are here talking about the aesthetic promises. You can divide this Hora into two forms, like aesthetic and dynamic. So here we are talking about the aesthetic promises only. When we will witness the revelation related to dasas, then that's a dynamic part of this Hora. So native might be a Samadrishti. He is considering everyone equal, not differentiating. That's a very good attribute. That's a great attribute. That is one of the great attribute declared by Sri Krishna also in Gita when he was talking about the Sthir Pragya. What are the qualifications of Sthir Pragya? Who can be Sthir Pragya? So Samadrishti, one who see everything equally, not panic in case of profit or loss, in case of yes or apyas, in case of happiness or unhappiness, and in case of rich person or poor person, so no differentiation. So this Samadrishti, this attribute is coming. Then second very good quality is coming, Satyavanga. So speaker of truth. So he is speaking truth. So such a nice person, he is looking at everybody as a Samadrishti and speaker of a truth person. And then Dirgha Kayo, so big body, and he must be a Sukhi. He must be Sukhi and a rich person. Now the only negative attribute is coming. I only talked about the positive attributes, positive promises, possibilities in the chart. Negative is coming. He can be a alsi. He can be a lazy person. So that is a negative attribute is also coming. You know, every yogas have negative and positive. These are coming in bundle. And sometimes positive is more, negative is less. So overall yoga is good. So this yoga is considered as good yogas. But we will go down and we will break into the Subha Vesi and Papa Vesi. We will try to understand this. We will try to understand this one. This is the revelation of Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar, because he is saying he is a Samadrishti. He is saying he is a truth speaker of a truth. He is saying he got a solid big body built up, but he is a lazy. He got a sukh bhag, alpa vitto api, but for dhan also he is not saying very much, but it's not you know, if you go to check the commentaries, it's not less. So it can be it's in the category of rich only, dhani only. It can be in the category. So now things are coming. So we know how to identify the Vesi Yoga. So Vesi Yoga, there are two possibilities. Now possibilities are coming. You can find benefic planet in the second from the sun. And there is second possibility, you can find malefic planets. So if benefic planets, you can, if you are finding benefic planets, so that is called Subha Vesi. That is Subha Vesi, one category. So like Jupiter is there, if Venus is there, if Mercury is there, so it's a Subha Vesi. But Saturn is coming there, Mars is coming there, then it's a Asubh Vesi or Papa Vesi. Like in this case, for this chart, for Sachin Tendulkar, this chart, we can see here, Papa Vesi is forming. Here Saturn is posited in the second from sun. So Subh Vesi native will get blessings of being like happy, virtuous, and famous. And benefic planets, three benefic planets in this case, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. Pap Vesi. So Pap Vesi, there might be possibility. That is not categorization by the Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar. Other, as I told you, like these are very common and famous yogas. So research has been going on. So in Saravali, Kalyan Burma come up with some revelation, like there might be possibility he can steal others' wife if Saturn is there. If Saturn is there, So he might looks older, so older than his age, and but he's a rich. So there is no question on richness if Saturn is coming. So we are looking at any chart in holistically. So we are not only checking Vesi yoga and going to tell something about Sachin Tendulkar. That's not a good practice, because we know it's a holistic science. So we are just, as a case study, we are just studying this one. And if Mars is there, let us suppose Mars is there in Pap Vesi, so Nati become a very mean nature, very base nature, but he will be helpful to the others. So these are the things will come up. Subhavesi and Papavesi, we can understand in that manner. So these are the further developments, because this Shastra is evolving. So always evolving, always new, because lots of original serious research has been going on by the Guru Kripa. Now, so after Vesio, now let's immerse in next verse, in third verse. वो च निपुनो दाता यशो विद्या बलान्वन्ति तथा उभय चरे जातो भूपो वा तत्समः सुखी. So through these verses, Mahaguru is saying like about Vesi, Vosi, more attributes are coming. Even some different, like making native skillful, very skillful, nipuna. So what he is doing, he's a skill. He has a skill, got skills. And data, very charitable person. And he got all the three things, yes, vidya and bal. So fame, name, and the power, and blessed with the knowledge. So everything he will get. That is the Vosio. So the difference, if you can see, both the yogas are good. Here, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is not talking about the physical build-up. In case of the Vesi yoga, he talked about the Dirgha Kayo. And he talked about the nature also, the physical nature, like he might be alsi. But his mental nature, he talked about he's a samdrishti and truth speaker. Here, the difference, he is saying he is a skilled, very skilled person and charitable person. Through his skill, he got fame, yes. Through his skills, he got the power, vidya, and bala. Obviously, skill is come from bala only. So this is the Vasi yoga. So if we go here, we can see Mercury is posited here. So Vasi yoga is forming. Vasi yoga is forming, and similarly, if Vasi yoga is forming, we called Vasi yoga Vasi yoga also. Another name, it's a very popular, so getting two names. So Vasi also, Vasi and Vasi. So it's also two type, like if found by the planets, like malefic planets, then it's a Pap Vosi, and if it is formed by the benefic planet, then it's a Subhavosi. So in this case, it is forming by Mercury. So if it is, this is the reflection of great acharyas, because what Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara provided, that's a broad framework, high level framework. You have to do your research in this framework, validate your research in that framework. So some reflections are coming. If Vosi yoga is forming by Mercury, then native must be a soft spoken. Sachin Tendulkar, very soft spoken. And he is obedient also. So how obedient he was of his guru, cricket guru, everybody knows. And handsome also. So if Vasi yoga is forming by Mercury, If the same yoga is forming by another benefic planet, suppose Venus, if Venus is coming into the play, so native will get a reputation in the society, and native must be a virtuous, very virtuous person. If this will be formed by Jupiter, other benefic planets, so native must be a religious person, a religious and famous person. So that is the Subhavosi. Let us suppose this will be formed by other malefic planets like Saturn and Mangaldev. Then that will become a Pap Vosi. And Pap Vosi like Mangal will not behave like to decrease his, deplete his uh, reputation. Mangal can make this native like a very great businessman, victorious over enemies, famous, and money owned by self-effort. Mangal will do the effort. He's a god of parakarma, so he will come up like that. If Saturn is coming, let us suppose, so Saturn will come up, then Saturn will also bless with a very good business sense and make native businessman. But the same thing is coming. There is a static promises like, so he might steal wife others' wife. So this is the classics are saying like Saravali is talking like that. So that's very important to look at those classics also, although we are Parasa centric, but these common yogas so much highlighted and so much common, because in every chart you can find, in most of the chart, not in every chart. So it's all the acharyas are doing research and coming up with the reflections. And if I'm talking about the Jatak Parijat or the Saravali, these are also classics. So you cannot deny reflections of those great acharyas. So in this case also, Pap Vosi and Subh Vosi is happening, and how it is behaving. Now Mahaguru is going to reveal the effect of Ubhayachari in next line of verse number 3. tat tatho ubhayachare jato bhupo va tat samaha sukhiha. Ubhayachari is excellent, making native king, or at least equal to the king, alike king, and very happy if he is a king. You can find a lot of kings are also not very happy. Unhappy kings are also in history also, and in present situation also. But Ubhayachari is blessing the kingly life, king size life, like it's a happy king. So it's a sukhi life. It's a very, very great and auspicious life. Making native rich, making native fortunate, making native, if he is a king, he got a lot of servants, and he's a very learned person. It's like a great Raj Yoga is happening in this chart. So these type of aesthetic promises you can see in the chart. You can play with the permutation and combinations. In this case of Ubhayachari, that is still matter of research. How, if the combination is coming, one side is Mercury and other side is Mangaldev, then how this thing will come up? Then you have to do the superposition. You have to do the superposition, and then come up with a resultant. And so that's why I'm always talking about the predictive intelligence, because a Devagya has ability to align his understanding, planetary celestial understanding, in line with the Deskal and Patra, so that he can give us right and accurate prediction about the native's life. So in this manner, this is coming. For Sachin Tendulkar, so this Ubhayachari is happening here. So you can see how one side Saturn is sitting and other side Mercury is sitting. So although Mercury is here debilitate and Saturn is in the 10th house, and Saturn is 6th lord also and 7th lord also sitting in 10th house, And then Mercury is sitting here. Mercury is 11th house Lord and the second house Lord. So here, right now, we are just understanding the Vesi, Vasi, and Ubhayachari. But if we go and analyze the chart, then a lot of classical Parashara principle we will apply along with the other techniques provided by Acharyas or Maha Acharyas. So in this manner, we will come up. In the last verse, Mahasi is advising. That advice is coming. And that advice is coming. That advice is direction or instruction for other acharyas to do research. So Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar is a pravartak. He is not ordinary acharya. So he is giving line of direction. You go and do research in this direction. So that direction is coming from verse number 4. Let's immerse in the words, what he is saying. And what permutation and combination we just talked about and categorizes how Kalyan Verma categorizes or Acharya Vedanath categorizes this one, that is in line with the verse number 4 only, Sub and Asub. So that is coming from this. So direction is here only. Subhagraha bhave yoge phalamevam vichintaye papagraha samutpanne yoge tu phalam anyatha. This direction for a serious seeker, for serious devagyas, Mahaguru is saying. Mahaguru is saying, if Subhagraha, if benefic planets are posited, then Subphal will come. And if Papagraha is posited, malefic planet is posited in Vesi, Vasi, or Ubhayachari, then Asubphal will come. Then research is going on because the character of the malefic planets are also different. Mangal is malefic and Saturn is malefic, but the maleficence and the characteristics of the maleficence is something different. So they will behave differently, although they are forming the same Vesi or Vasi. So that Mahaguru is giving this task to Devagyas to do research and come back to me. So this is a homework. This is style of Mahaguru. He is giving homework always. That's why this Shastra is still alive. He is a Pravartak. He is not only dumping knowledge on Maitreya, he is just increasing the thrust. He is increasing the curiosity of Maitreya so that Maitreya could do research. And he is addressing Maitreya. That is the Pratikatmak. Maitreya is representing all the serious Devagyas. So that is the assignment for other Devagyas also. So thank you very much. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Thank you, Abhishek. It was quite interesting to know about Solar Yogas. My question is, we have been discussing about these 3 yogas, Vesi, Vosi, and Ubhayachari. Okay. So if Ubhayachari is present, in that case, Vesi, Vosi is automatically present.
Yes.
So is it a chart is having all the 3 yogas, or we consider only when on both the side, in the second house from Sun and in 12th house from Sun, the planet is present, Ubhayachari is present? Or should we consider Ubhayachari also along with Vesi and Vosi in that case? All 3 yogas are present in that case?
It doesn't matter if you call, like if you break these yogas, because Ubhayachari is equal to Vesi plus Vosi. So it doesn't matter if you call it or not call it, but if you have to increase the number of the yogas, like how many yogas are forming, then ultimately Vesi, Vosi, and Ubhayachari is forming. But all the flavors will come up, like because for Ubhayachari he is saying he is just like a Bhoop or Bhoop Tulya and a Sukhi. So he is not talking much about Ubhayachari. So for understanding the effect and natives' life in line with the karmic pattern of the natives, this life and other life. So we have to consider, we have to break it up, because if you break it up, then it's very easy to do the Falades. So it's advisable to break it up so the Falades.
And second thing is,
yes.
Okay. So Ubhayachari basically is Vesi plus Vosi that forms Ubhayachari.
Yes.
Okay. So my second question is, if Ubhayachari is forming, and on one side you have, like in case of Sachin Tendulkar, one side you have a malefic planet, the other side you have a benefic planet. So one will be Pap Vosi and other is uh, Shubh Vasi. So that way, how will you consider? I mean, it will be a mixed result in that case.
Maharshi Parasar is not saying like a Pap Vesi is behaving like not giving native, not blessing native. That will bless native, but the approach will be different. So you can see a king. One king is doing akraman, attacking and owning others' empire also, and one king is just protecting their border. So both are king. So these things will come up, but ultimately Ubhayachari is happening. So that will be blessed native with the more material wealth and prosperity and everything. So it doesn't matter if the approach, the karmic pattern will be in that manner, because that vibration, the malefic vibration is coming. And malefic vibration, pap is not like it's a cruel planet, because the more energy is there. So do big, more energy is required. It's not like a pap, because we worship grahas. All grahas are devatas. So we cannot say they are papi grah. So if they are papi, so how can we worship? So no planets are papi, and no planets. So we are worshipping. They got more and more energy, because you need energy to do big things, to transform things.
Okay. So thank you so much for enlightening us on this yoga. Uh, Now, friends, that's all for today. If you have any questions, feedback, and suggestions, you can write to us in the comment section. Thank you all. See you next time.
Thank you. Jai Gurudev.